East Blue Saga Romance Dawn arc. The first arc of One Piece that basically, introduces Luffy and Zoro. Basically, yeah, Luffy starts his pirate journey here, and I'm gonna explain to you how. I'm gonna summarize this arc. So to start off, the story of One Piece begins with this barrel drifting in the ocean, right? So a pirate crew that's led by Captain Alvida, I believe, finds this barrel and they pick it up and just take it to their ship whilst they're raiding another ship, probably a marine vessel. I don't know nor remember, and I could care less. So yeah, they take this barrel to their ship and they want to open it. They think that there's alcohol in it. Well, what do you know? It's Monkey D. Luffy, the main protagonist of One Piece. Story starts off with him basically just, jumping out of a barrel all excited and stuff and beating up some pirates. And he meets Alvida's slave, Kobe. So Luffy and Kobe become friends. And well, Kobe is a slave of Alvida's ship, right? So that would mean he wants to leave the ship. So in order to do so, he has to get help from Luffy, who is literally a pirate who just set sail today. It's his first day. Yeah. Yeah, he's hopeless, right? Right? Then the Alvida pirates find Luffy, but Luffy literally one-shots all of them. And then Alvida herself comes out and literally is mad that Luffy calls her ugly. And she's also mad at Kobe, who thinks that she's ugly. So she tries to kill them, right? But no, Luffy also one-shots her like the fodder she is. So, Luffy and Kobe, after a while, leave the Alvida ship, and they try to head to the nearest island, which is called Romance Dawn, which is where they will stay for a while. But what they don't know is that Romance Dawn is, well, pretty much terrorized by this marine, right? His name is Axe Hand Morgan. Now, I don't know why that's his name, but we'll find out later enough. Meanwhile, this guy named Zoro is, well, literally tied up at the marine base. And he's been there for probably a few days by now, and he's literally starving to death. And he gets abused by the Marines every single day. That is totally normal Marine stuff, believe me. So this kind little girl decides to give him some rice balls. Because, he's been starving and the Marines abuse him every day. So why not just be doing a good deed and feeding him? Seems like the right thing to do after all, right? Then all of a sudden, this jackass with ballsack chins decided to, well, literally bully the girl and destroy her rice balls. So Zoro literally eats them right off the ground, and Helmopil, being the bastard he is, abuses the child and literally kicks her and punches her, and then throws her out the fence, like the total dick he is. So, what happens next? Does Luffy or Kobe take notice? We'll find out in just a few seconds later. After a while, Luffy raises his middle finger at Helmuppo, right? And Kobe does not like Helmuppo at all. So after that, Luffy talks to Zoro and go, okay, I'm gonna find your sword and help you get out of here. And then Zoro's like, all right. And then Luffy goes into the marine base and then steals three swords because he doesn't know which one belongs to Zoro. And then Zoro goes, those are all mine. So Luffy gives Zoro all his swords. And then, yeah, Zoro uses all three swords. Of course, he uses two of them in his hand, but he holds a certain one in his mouth. Pretty awesome fighter style, if you ask me, not gonna lie. And so, Luffy and Zoro formed an alliance. They are now officially a pirate crew. Well, more of a pirate duo, but you get the point. But yeah, now they are allies. Friends. Then the mean axe hand Morgan sees this and goes, I dare ride my marine base. And then he decides to swing his axe hand around. Yeah, pretty crazy. He has an axe hand. No wonder he's called Axe Hand Morgan. Anyways, so he basically fights Luffy and Zoro at the same time with his small army of marines, which get one-shotted, and then Luffy goes to confront him. Zoro too, of course. I mean, they're friends now. And then Luffy punches Morgan and one-shots him. Like like the overpowered rubber boy he is. And so Luffy, Zoro, and Kobe go to one of the houses to eat some good food for their victory. That was pretty easy, not gonna lie. And they party. But then the Marines are like, okay, Kobe, are you allied with Luffy? And then Luffy punches Kobe, and then the Marines go like, okay, Luffy, Zoro, you gotta leave. And so Luffy and Zoro leave Romance Dawn. By the way, Luffy has these weird rubber powers because he ate something called the devil fruit that basically made him rubber. It was called the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but in this case, because I watch One Piece in dub, I call it the Gum Gum fruit. But Gomu Gomu no Mi also has a nice tone to it. And Shanks is like, "You dumbass!" And then Shanks gives Luffy his hat and goes, "Become the Pirate King for me, boy." And then Luffy goes, "I will become the Pirate King." And yeah, that's where Luffy got his dream of becoming the Pirate King from. It's literally just a fucking duel. It's just a duel at this point. I know it. I predict that in somewhere near the end of One Piece that Shanks and Luffy will fight. By the way, because why not? Why not? Also, is cool. I just noticed he has red hair. Pretty cool, not gonna lie. And yeah, that about sums it up for the entire Romance Dawn arc.